This video is brought to you by CyberGameway. With an emphasis on exposing streamers of all types, as well as exploring business relationships with partnered websites and service providers, CyberGameway is the place you want to be for streaming gamers who want that sub bump. To apply for membership or sponsorship, head over to cybergameway.com.
Alright, well, as you can see, it is a-running. And aside from having catastrophically failed once because idiot forgot to put the frickin' CPU block together right, what I did was the plate that's behind the big plastic shell, when I took it apart to replace the mount, I turned it around so there was no seal, and so it leaked. And I would say that it spat coolant all over the place. And then this one did because I didn't bother to put it in. But it's fixed now. And, you know, I have to say, for our first one, swimmingly. Fucking yes. Fucking yes. So with all that, and everything that's happened, and all the stuff that we've learned together, her and I, we've done a really, really wonderful job of learning as we went, and learning from our mistakes, and making sure all the T's were crossed, and the I's were dotted, and all that stuff. With all that, we can finally now bring you the big reveal of Hunchback. Look at it! Just look at it! Look at it! I am so happy. Okay, so after catastrophic failures 1 and 2, we got it working. So this thing is doing some serious work. He's a Mech Warrior player, so I did turn on Mech Warrior. Even when I turned off VSync, it was getting 234 frames a second. I've yet to run any sort of benchmarks on this thing. I think Mech Warrior is a pretty good benchmark. Maybe once we get there, I'll download some Heaven or Cinebench and work on it like that. But right now, I mean, fuck, it's doing the job! And it's so awesome, and I found some Cool Force cable combs to go on it because I couldn't find anything to do with the fucking graphics card cables because I have no fucking power supply shroud because it would have taken me 3 hours to cut through the steel, that's for sure. This is not what we worked on with Portal. This is really thick steel. I'm a happy guy. This is the biggest thing we've ever built. This is the most expensive thing we've ever built. This is the most ambitious thing we've ever built. And every single thing we set out to do came out gloriously. Yeah. So, lasers. Your boy did it. Your boy did it. What I did was we used I think I cut out most of the footage, but inside here, there's clay. And what I did was I ran couple of USB cables into it, formed the clay around it, let it harden. I put the USB thing in, and then what I did was I took some Black 3.0. You guys know how big of a fan I am of that stuff. I took some Black 3 and I painted all around the USB. So when you look at it, all you're seeing is the light. You can't see any of the paint, you can't see the clay, nothing, and it fucking looks amazing! but I digress. So the lasers look amazing. The machine guns look amazing. The fans look really, really cool through the vents. And these things really, really do pump out some air. Lee has this weird sort of hiccup with their fans. In order to, first of all, to get it to boot up, you need fans. And for some reason, when you first plug all this stuff in, the fans don't run. And the fix I found on the internet was to pull the micro USB out, then they start going really fast. And then you can get the computer to boot up. Then you have to download the Lee software, then plug it back in, and then it all works fine. You restart it, you reboot it, blah, 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 it works just fine. If you unplug it, however, you have to do this. You have to do it all over again. So that's like my only beef with the stuff that's in here. Everything else is running swimmingly. Once I got the CPU water block put together correctly, it ran swimmingly. The GPU water block, Danielle fucking took apart and put back together after the flood. After the Crimson Flood, she took the GPU apart, swabbed it. We rinsed the motherboard and the GPU and everything else out with alcohol. And I mean, look, it was bad. It was really bad to the point where I said, "Oh, fuck!" And I generally don't freak out about things. Anyway, she did a phenomenal job putting the GPU back together. I, however, did not do such a great job putting the CPU water block together because I forgot that things have to fit together in order to create a seal. So what happened was when I switched it out for the AMD mount, inside the water block there's this removable thing. It's a plastic removable thing that goes up against the gaskets. And it's removable. I understand why it's removable, to, you know, clean it and stuff, but hey, bits power. How about some fucking screws? Because I put it together wrong and it was like a 13-year-old's first period. That's what it was. Lots of red. Was that disgusting? Anyway, so you might notice it's a bit dark, and that is because it is currently 4:13 in the AM, and that's because your boy have been working at this for what? All day and all night to get this working, to get the weapons mounted right, we went to bed and we woke up and did 2 more bends. So we set the bends, we ran all the tests, we got it working. We had to wait 6 hours to let the computer dry off. And in that time, we cleaned the workshop. I did a little bit more fit and finish. And I just did a lot of stuff that needed to get done in the first place. Now, the least of which was figuring out what to do with these stupid fucking GPU cables that I have no power supply shroud for. But I found these Nanoxia Cool Force cable cones that I've had around the house, and I love using them, so I figured they would look really nice, and they do. So everything, when it came together really, really well. Anyway, so it's 4:15 in the AM, and we've been she was sleeping underneath my birthday present. It's a weighted blanket. But I was working on this, making it all beautiful and stuff after she helped me put it back together. All the seals are good. And now we have to drain it, put everything in the car, and drive to Texas. So we'll see you. We'll see him. Woo! So this is getting wrapped in plastic. That's getting wrapped in plastic. We are draining the system back into the bottle. And to do that, I'm pulling the power supply. We're pulling up the GPU. and then we're getting in the car. But apart from that, this is what I wanted in the first place. This is what I made happen. Look at my genius! All right, so at the time, by the time you're watching this video, this computer will have been in Bad Boy's hands for probably a month. And we play MechWarrior, we play 7 Days to Die on it. I'm sure he is loving it by now. And so, yeah, I don't know what we're going to be doing next, but I don't think we're going to be able to top this for quite a while. Anyway, so that's Hunchback. Thanks for watching. We have to go to Texas now.